Hello everybody, I'm KingStix, and today I'm going to show you the best Warwick build for Preseason 8 and probably for Season 8 League of Legends. Currently, this is the best runes I've found on him. I've tried everything. It feels very organic and natural. You are going to be taking Precision as your main tree, getting lethal tempo. It gives you insane attack speed, great 1v1 potential, great 2v2 potential, and overall is solid in team fights as well. You don't have to worry about your W's attack speed going to waste, since lethal tempo allows you to temporarily exceed your attack speed limit, which is absolutely crazy. Now the next one I take is Overheal, and the only reason I do that is because Triumph sucks balls and Presence of Mind also sucks balls, so you're just going to go with Overheal. It'll be a little bit stronger in the later games since they're going to be doing more damage and might actually get to use it a little bit. However, like I said, it won't be that useful. If you do have a healer on your team, it might do a little bit more. The next one you're going to take is Legend Alacrity. It's really good. It gives you base attack speed to start out with, which Warwick really needs now that you don't have the normal rune page. It stacks up to 10 times based off of every champion takedown, epic monster, and large monster, and minion kill. It's really good. It's going to give you a lot of attack speed extremely quickly. You're definitely going to want to take this. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, well, Tenacity is really good too. This one's OP. The problem with it is if you're playing Warwick properly, you can use his Q and his ultimate to negate the majority of enemy CC. So I personally don't like that. Definitely recommend going with Alacrity. The last one you're going to take down the Precision tree is Last Stand. Now for Last Stand, the reason why I like it so much is Warwick fights a lot of the time on below half health. So this is going to give you a lot of extra damage and really surprise your enemies. Cut down isn't really what you want because you're going to have quite a bit of health anyways, so it's not going to help you killing squishies, which what Warwick really needs to do quickly anyway, so you don't want cut down. And Coup de Grace is a close one, but it's not quite as good. Overall, for Warwick's purposes, since he stays alive on low health for so long, Last Stand is what you want. You are going to want to take Domination for your secondary tree, and the reason why this is great, you get the Ghost Pearl, which is insane for counter jungling and figure out where the enemy jungler is. It's really OP in general. Pretty much everyone should take it. And then you're also going to get Ravenous Hunter. This is going to give you even more healing off of your ability damage, and your passive does ability damage, your Q does ability damage, your ultimate does ability damage. So you're going to be getting a lot of extra healing, and this is going to help you stay alive even longer. Now, these are the runes. Now, I'm going to go over... Now, I want to go over the items real quick for you guys. So this was a high plat game. I'm getting my placements done on this account right now, and my teammates were super shit, as you can tell from their scores. Zed got a few kills at the end, so he doesn't look horrid, but everyone did pretty much awful. Going over the player build, you would still the same start, regen bead plus hunter into warding totem, same thing. You're going to want to rush team mat as soon as you can. Then at that point, you're going to want to get boots of speed, just tier 1, and then get your warrior as soon as possible, where he's going to give you a lot of extra damage, kill securing power, the best thing for you to get overall. Cinder Hulk is honestly dead. It doesn't really work anymore on Warwick Jungle. You'd be better off going Rammus or a real tank if you want to be tanky. Now, the next thing you're going to want to get as soon as possible, you don't even have to get tier 2 boots yet, is Titanic Hydra. Absolutely OP item. You can reactivate it using the active on it. You can use it as an auto attack resetter with the active, or just use it with your Q, activate it, then Q, and it will apply all at once. It's going to give you some big ass burst. And then at that point, I didn't really know what I want to do. I kind of panicked and bought 2 longswords into tabbies. After you get Titanic Hydra, just go for your tabbies. And then if the enemy's mostly AP, get a Spirit Visage, or if the enemy's mostly AD, get a Thornmail. And then once again, I kind of panicked and got Quicksilver Sash because they have quite a bit of stuns in CC. However, if you guys want to see, this is what your full build should look like right here. It should just look like Warriors, Tabbies, Frozen Heart, Spirit Visage, Thornmail, and your Titanic Hydra. If you have a proper AD carry on your team, not Ezreal bullshit, no Jhin bullshit, a real AD carry like Caitlyn, Tristana, Twitch, Xayah, Kog'Maw, an ADC that pumps out a lot of auto attacks per second, I would highly recommend, instead of getting a Frozen Heart and Spirit Visage, right after you get your Thornmail, going for a Locket and for a Knight's Vow. However, when your enemy team is lacking a proper AD carry, it's fine to go a full damage build like this. And instead of getting Frozen Heart, this isn't essential. You could go for a Dead Man's Plate, or maybe even a Randuin's would have been good against their team since they have a lot of crits. I just went for the Frozen Heart since they had so many auto attack based champions. I felt like it was going to do the most bang for my buck. I want to go a little bit more in depth into Warwick's items real quick. So like I said, you're going to get Hunter's Machete, the Regen Bead, and Warding Totem for your first items. On your first back, you want to be able to buy a team mat. And if you have enough gold, you're also going to get Boots of Speed After that, you're going to rush straight for your warrior into your Titanic Hydra, and then at that point you can upgrade your boots of speed into either tabby, boots of mobility, or merc treads. I highly suggest tabbies because they're good against pretty much every enemy team comp. Boots of mobility are if you're really cheap or if the enemy lanes, if all of them are extremely gankable. This will get you around the map better. Merc treads is only for if every single person on the enemy team has some form of hard CC, since you can get out of most CC using your Q and ultimate. In general, you'll rarely find me building merc treads, maybe 1 out of 10 times. I build ninja tabbies at this point 8 out of 10 times, and then boots of mobility probably 1 out of 10. So I build mobility and merc treads almost the same amount, but mobility is a little bit more often than mercs. All right, so then for your core, if you're going a fighter build, if you don't have a proper ADC on your team and you want to just hyper carry all the way, the same thing, but then you're going to get a Thornmail and a Spirit Visage. You can get a Spirit Visage first if the enemy team is mostly AP, if the fed people on their team are currently AP. If they're mainly AD, or if an AD person is the most fed person on their team, you can go straight for a Thornmail. It's very powerful. Before you do build either one of these items, I highly recommend you upgrading your boots of speed into a tier 2 boot, like I said. If you're playing in higher elo, or if you have a proper AD carry, after you have your core items right here, I highly suggest getting Locket and Vow, or Vow and Locket. If they have more AP AoE, go Locket first. If they have more AD single target, go Knight's Vow first. But these two items are very essential to get for your 4th and 5th items. Now I have some situational items. As you might have noticed, I only had 5 items in the fighter core and 5 items in the high elo / you don't have a real AD carry core. There's only 5 items in both of these. And you would, for the 6th item, you would have either Frozen Heart if they have multiple AD carries. You'd have a Randuin's if they have 2 or more crit champs. You might go for a Dead Man's Plate depending on if they have a lot of skill shot based champions. Gargoyle Stone Plate is okay, but only if you need a hyper tank. Then I'd recommend getting this for your 6th item. And then you have Adaptive Helm. If they are 3 or more AP for your last item, you can consider getting an Adaptive Helm. And like I said, tabbies, mobility, and merc treads are the only boots you're ever going to want to build on Warwick. Vast majority of the time, you're going to go for tabbies or boots of mobility. Very rarely will you actually build merc treads. And that's it for the items. The main thing I want to share with you was the runes. So once again, taking Precision, Lethal Tempo, Overhill, Alacrity, Last Stand, and then the second tree taking Domination, Ghost Portal, and Ravenous Hunter. Expect some Warwick full gameplay commentary guides coming up very soon. You guys really need to try this out. Now, I do also want to talk about some other builds and why they don't work. First, let's look at Domination. Now, I tried several of these on a couple different accounts in different elos. Predator seems like a good idea, but let me tell you what the problem is. Running Predator down Domination, the issue is you have to have boots to use it. Warwick rushes Tiamat on his first back, so you can't even take advantage of your Keystone initially, which really fucking sucks. Even after you fight through that and you get your normal boots of speed, your cooldown is 180 seconds to 120, which is horrible. You can only use that pretty much once, and your ultimate should be up on all those times, so you won't need it anyways. Overall, the cooldown on it and the fact that you have to buy boots makes Predator a really bad purchase. Also, once you are in the fight, you can't really use it because if they hit you while you're channeling it, you'll lose it. It'll go on cooldown. And the first auto attack or attack you do to an enemy will make you blow it, which is just really, really bad. Overall, it's not that good. On Warwick, if you get behind the enemy and have your W on anyways, you won't need this extra movement speed. So Predator is a no-go. Dark Harvest is basically just for assassins that need the extra burst like Evelyn. This overall isn't going to be a very good bang for your buck. And then we have the Electrocute. It's just Thunderlords. Overall, Thunderlords is essentially for burst or mage champions. Warwick is a sustained fighter, so that is also going to be a no-go. All right, and for Sorcery, there's nothing in here that Warwick could really benefit from. This is pretty much just all mage shit. I would highly recommend staying away from that. Resolve, this would be if you're going to do Cinder Warwick, but the problem is, the reason why you can't do Cinder Warwick anymore is because if you go down the Resolve tree, you can't get any extra attack speed. Look, the only bonus you get is extra health, and Warwick really needs attack speed in the early game before you have your W basically max. Very unfortunate because Tank Warwick was a lot of fun, but now it's not possible due to these rune changes. So going down Resolve isn't viable since you miss out on all attack speed, which is why you have to go with Precision. And then lastly, you're not going to do Inspiration. This is more for supports or used as a secondary tree, but for our purposes on Warwick, we do not want that. For our secondary tree, we want extra damage, not utility. We want extra damage and a little bit of utility, and the Ghost Pro gives us all the utility, the perfect amount of utility that we need. This gives us the sustain and then All the attack speed and damage is taken care of by the precision, which is exactly what we need on Warwick. And this is why you're going to be building warriors for now on until something big changes. If you did enjoy this video and want to support the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.